Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry for the no notice at all on this. Um, so David and I had talked, I think, a couple days ago about maybe doing this and just having a couple-minute conversation. And I guess today, David put out a video, if you haven't seen it, on Facebook on the Para group, about some of what's going on with Para. And it seems like, I mean, I think everybody knows the story. It's the same old story of Para or DoorDash is just not ever going to do the right thing. They're not ever going to be a good ethical company. And therefore they can create hella choppy waters, for lack of a better term. And I don't know, David, do you want to talk a little bit about what the video was today?
Yeah,
And
no,
we're only going to be here for a few minutes, by the way, guys. This is just a little quick thing.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on, Steve. Yeah, I mean, the video is just a very basic update, which is that, I know that the service has been choppy for people the last couple of days. And I think what I wanted to make sure people realize is that we are doing everything we can to keep the service up. This is not due to sort of something on our end. Effectively, DoorDash has spent concerted effort to try and stop you from being able to get the information you need to make an informed decision. So from our end, we're working super hard to try and keep the service up, and we're just thankful to everyone for their continued support and for the patience as we work through this.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the first time that it's been, that I can remember anyway, where it's been like out for a minute, whatever we want to call it here. Like, it's just been blips here and there, and they seem to get, other than like maybe two other situations, and neither of those lasted very long. Something just seemed like this one was a little bit more wild. But I think that just goes to show people that make sure you've got a heavy arsenal of things. Don't rely on one thing, because this is, and not just what happened here, but what happens if DoorDash platform goes down? Like, what happens if this or that or the other is just an unexpected, you get deactivated? So I think these are good little hints and markers to, like, okay, well, hopefully they'll have it fixed soon. In the meantime, at least I got these other apps too.
Yeah. I think I know you've said this before, Steve, that this doesn't surprise you, but I guess it still always just continues to frustrate me, even though if it doesn't surprise me. Because I think where I go back to is, from our end, we see that this is, taking a lot of effort from DoorDash to do what they're doing. We've pushed changes to the app at, 1 o'clock in the morning, and they have responded by 5 o'clock in the morning with code changes. So just reading between the leaves there, like, this is a concerted effort with a number of people on their side to try and stop independent contractors from using the tool they want to run their business. So I know that this doesn't surprise you, but at the end of the day, it still frankly pisses me off, right? It's like, why is this much effort going into stopping you from being able to do your work and stopping you from making an informed decision? Why isn't that effort going into, updating the driver app every now and then or something like that?
Or the pay model, or the transparency level, or the not selling your data. Yes, I mean, I get what you're saying. I guess what, here's my thing is that, I mean, you and I were just talking about it off camera. DoorDash is not, nor will they ever be, about the Dasher. It's not about the Dasher. I mean, like, we were off camera when I was talking about the double the pay, right? So I gave a scenario of okay, if DoorDash could make 3 times as much money as they do right now. Actually, that probably still wouldn't be enough, but let's just say it was. For them to say, okay, we'll pay all the drivers double what they're making. You don't think they would take that kind of deal right now? It's just a numbers game. And no matter how you look at these gig companies right now, the numbers are down. Yep. They're down, 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 down. And sorry to say, but, David and I do a lot of stuff together, but I still live in a state that's free of AB5 and all this other crap. And so, I mean, we got people we got a lot of gig workers around the country subsidizing California's Prop 22 because those companies aren't making money. They can't afford to pay that tremendous extra amount.
Yeah. And I understand sort of that, it's a numbers game from the platform side, but I actually think Alaska Gigs and Guns is a good point here, right? So from my end, I think, yes, it's a numbers game. The platforms may or may not make money, but it comes down to a really simple question to me, really, right? Which is like, really, are you in charge of your work? And obviously, it's not that simple. There's sort of levels from there, right? So, like, are you an employee? Are you an independent contractor? But where it comes down to me is if the companies are going to categorize drivers as independent contractors, you should have the right to take full advantage of what that means. And basically, the
I
platforms
agree.
can't, if they were going to bake a cake, they're going to have to eat it, right? It's like you can't have
I
it both ways.
I
So,
I I fully agree. You know this. This is how you and I met.
yeah.
Transparency has been our probably, if you had to do it in such a way, like the most common keyword probably between David and I would be transparency. If you took all of our conversations from the time we met to now, they would be transparency conversations, which has led to all of this stuff from Para. But it's just, it is a numbers game, sadly. And why, I think more than anything, I mean, do you ever think that maybe they just also don't like the fact that there's enough of the Para people who are fishing through, just even not the fact that they're fishing using the app, but that they're like, dude, you're throwing off the damn algorithm and I can't tell how many drivers we need on in a certain area because these guys are using the, I mean, like, I almost feel like if like somehow the app backfired and somehow it helped DoorDash determine how many drivers should be on the road. And they're like, I
Yep.
don't know how, but somehow crossing the
I do
streams with
truly think
Para,
sort of,
I think that they'd be like about like, oh, let them roll, dude. Like, patch them in.
yeah.
Like, they just roll with what works for their corporate face.
Yeah, I think they've built a system in which this is one of the levers in which they use to balance, quote unquote, balance supply and demand in a market. And it's one of many things that go into it. And I understand them doing that, right? But I understand the rationale of them doing that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make the simple fact right, right? I think I always come back to that point at the end of the day, which is, if they want to take trips that don't make money, that onus should come out of DoorDash's pocket, not on convincing drivers to do something that doesn't make sense for them. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I think that,
Hey, Gary.
Gary's always he's always going to speak his mind with some truth, man. I think that's a very true statement right there. That's one of the biggest problems there is. We talk about it all the time.
Yep.
Sadly, there's just people who are willing to take complete crap, even once they learn it's complete crap. That's what really blows my mind. Like, it's one thing when you're new and you think, oh, I better take the first 10 or 20 because I don't know what I'm doing and I don't want to not be able to work it. Like, even with acceptance rate is just a mind trick. All that stuff in there, you would think you're just taking everything, right, when you start. So, I mean, that, I think that's the main thing. But once you get past that, you still have people taking crap. You have people working the platform taking crap.
Yeah. And, I can't, I'm not one to tell people that, what they should or shouldn't take. Right. But where is annoying is like, you should at least know if it's crap or if it's good. Right. I think, the whole idea of sort of hiding it so that you might think it's good is what annoys
I think
me.
Again, that's the word, dude, transparency. Because if they're fully transparent on everything, I mean, I say this all the time. If you show me everything I need to know for rideshare, let's put it in rideshare, which is a little more detailed. You show me where I'm going to pick up, show me where I'm taking them, and you show me the total price and the time of pickup. I don't even need any of the rest. I don't need the estimated time to where I'm taking them. Just show me the amount of miles and where it is. And I can look at that myself and go, this time of day in Denver, and I might not take that route. This is where the independent contractorship also plays in, because I can do all that in my head and go and still just look at that snapshot. And I don't even need, you could take off 10 seconds on the timer because I can look at it quick enough. If you're showing me everything to go, yeah, I'll take that. As long as the price is on there, I can take it or leave it. And if if it's junk or an area I don't want to go to, Gary and I have talked about this a ton. Somebody's going to take it. It's not like it won't get taken. It's just not, dude. It will get taken. It will.
Yeah. Well, on my end, I sort of have an ask for people who are listening, which is in the video that I put. I sort of basically asked if if people are willing to either email me or record a video to movement with Para, I'm just trying to collect, some very basic testimonial around, why does transparency matter to you? How has gas prices affected you? How has Para affected your earnings? And the reason for this is Steve, we've talked about this, but New York did pass a bill a couple months ago that basically said that, deliverers should get full transparency on the trips that are being offered in New York. So I guess part of what I'm hoping is, what can we do to push that beyond just New York, right? Because you'd have to imagine that you hit some sort of a tipping point where enough places are doing that, where, DoorDash might just have to do that for everyone, right? But I think what's interesting,
I think they're just working with so many different models, man. Like that's a different model. Massachusetts is going to be a union. They decided they can't even have a Prop 22 vote on it. So they're not going to be able to have that. You guys have Prop 22. Seattle has their new thing. These are not sustainable.
No.
So even though they're the solutions of the gig economy companies, it's funny because the gig economy companies go into it knowing we can't afford this.
Yeah.
I mean, you get enough states behind it like that, and who knows what happens,
Yeah. Right. It's just untenable to have every single state do a different thing. But that's also one thing that we're looking into, is I've at least talked to a number of drivers who are in New York, and it seems to be true. But I guess on our end, I'd like to confirm that is true. Right.
Yeah.
So that's something that,
well, Hannibal's in New York. So, he does our weekly show with us, and he's seen them. He's seen when it launched, he showed us some of the screenshots.
Yeah.
So he's actually seen. I just haven't seen it on every app, though. I didn't exactly know what was going on with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're all having to pull this stuff, or like, does Instacart have its own thing and it's technically not counted in with this, or I don't know. Some of it's unclear to me too. So yeah, I would say to anybody in here that does delivery in the New York City area, because I know there's a bunch, or if you're watching this on replay, reach out to David at withpara.com. Yeah. So, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to get in here. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? Keep seeing new people. Alaska Gig and Guns is our friends Cody and Autumn too, work up just north of Anchorage, actually. So they're a fun channel to watch. They got Alaska background going through the whole thing. But yeah, let me say hi to everybody that did come in here. What's up, Alaska people? What's up, Cody? What's up, Lisa? Hey, Lisa, I'll see you in just a little bit for the radio show. What's up, Gary Middleton? What's up, Paul? What's up, Jim Jones? What's up, Fire? What's up, Josh B? What's up, Roy? What's up, Daphne? How you guys all doing? Yeah, we're going into the holiday weekend here. I think that if you haven't seen the video, go see it on Facebook. Otherwise, I'm hoping, and we were talking about this before the show too, I'm hoping that I think it's being brought over to YouTube, but David's not 100% maybe, or when it will be, or
it will be at some point.
It will be. Yeah. But it's not there yet, so just hang tight. I know that a lot of you guys are YouTube only, so just hang tight. And I'll do a share as soon as you post it, so you guys can see it. And yeah, I think that's about it, man. I mean, obviously, here's my part of the story to tell everybody, is that all I know is every time something goes wrong, or DoorDash does this or that or the other, it's not like everybody isn't doing what they need to be doing. It's not like the steps that get it fixed, that have got it fixed before, aren't taking place. So, I know some of you guys get like, well, like it's but it's not working. And I thought it was working the other day, and I know that it had still some problems, but I guess there's other issues too. But I mean, that just shows you it's closer. It's constantly being worked on. It's just, there's issues because DoorDash wants there to be issues.
Yeah. I think Jennifer has a good comment there, which is, it's been choppy for the last couple of weeks. You're right, Jennifer. So I think it's, sort of what I referenced earlier in the video, which is, we have a fix, there's a counter, we have a fix, there's a counter. So I agree, right? So it's not that it's not sort of one continual thing, but it's been an ongoing back and forth. On our end, though, we are both, having a fix in the short term while also working on longer term solutions. So.
Oh, did I say the past 2 days? Whoa. I thought I was talking about weeks, man. My bad. But yeah, okay. So yeah, I thought we were on the same page of weeks here, but I guess maybe I'm also talking of other times where it's been down for 5 hours, 50 hours, 100 hours. Who knows? I mean, I guess I'm trying to word it right, David. I mean, it's just that there's never, the same solution, nor even close to the same solution, ever solves the problem that's created when the interconnectivity is broken.
Yeah, it takes some changes from our end, but I think the one thing to highlight is at the end of the day, what matters is that it works, right? And we're working damned hard to make sure it works. I think even I'd reference this in the video, but sort of one of our engineers was even moving across cities, and he basically postponed his move since he's one of the key guys making sure that this works. So this is something we take seriously. So we're just thankful for everyone's patience.
Right. I guess even more to what I was trying to get there, though, was that, like, I'm just trying to put it into, like, really the most basic of terms. Like, it's not like once something happens with DoorDash and then Para has it fixed, and then it happens again and Para has it fixed real quick. It's not like people should see, like, oh, they've got this down now. When they do something, Para knows how to fix it right away. Like, it's every time it's like a new math problem. Is that fair enough to say?
Yeah, good way to put it. Yeah.
It's not like there's like a building block from the last time that helps you start on what happened. You need to fully get into it, find out what happened, and each time it's a new thing. Is that fair enough? Maybe it's close.
Sort of. There's a base. There's a base upon which. Yeah.
But yeah, that's not my job to do. My job is to make sure that that everything is heard about Para that we know. But when this is the kind of stuff where, and I always tell you guys, I'm always dead honest, I don't know. David doesn't know. If he did, there'd be more information to be had, but there's just not. But the same things that always fixes it are in place and going. So I mean, it will fix. Just hang tight. And obviously check out the video if you can, but obviously I'll do a shout out too and everything when it is back and working for that part of it. That's the other thing, though, too. Para is still working.
I see something from Roy here. Every time I ask a question, I get hate. Roy, always your fault.
Well, but it kind of usually is. Go ahead, Roy. Damn it. I'm gonna regret this. Now he's thinking of a new question. I know.
Yeah, Roy, I'm trying to find Roy's question. I don't see the question.
Well, no. Now he's trying to. Oh, is it already passed? Is it this one?
That's true. In DoorDash's defense here, breaking into their house is only normal response for them to fight it.
Yeah, but is it breaking in?
I think, Roy, where I understand where you're coming from, totally makes sense. From our end, what it comes back to is I think it's, going back to that first principle, right, of sort of should you or should you not have the information to make the decision? And I guess we, wish that they would allow everyone to do that. And until then, we'll continue to do what we do.
I don't think that I know any gig workers, none, not one, who, when I have the conversation, and David, I've had many of these, when I have a conversation with any gig worker in any state in the country, I have not heard from one. When the transparency issue comes up, it's not even like they're like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. They fully understand it. They recognize the problem, and they sometimes they might not be as vocal as to come out to me and say it, but if I even hint at it, they'll jump right on it. Like, transparency, it might be in their own version, but it happens every time. Every gig worker is aware that transparency is an issue, and that is that right there in itself is part of the problem, because if they're not going to be transparent, there is a fight to be had by these states. And that's why a lot of states are losing right now the battle about, are they independent contractors? Because even though they're not employees, they can't. I don't agree with the ABC test. I think it's junk because it's ruined people's lives that I know outside of the gig economy. So I think that's just trash. However, I think that there does need to be some kind of check light. Like, if it's as simple as making everything transparent to the workers, and then fine, you can be a gig worker, then great. Then all these laws can get dropped. All these cities can stop it. Stop subsidizing all the pay and all this crap, and just get back to letting these companies work and let people take the orders they want.
An encouragement of doing it the wrong way. I agree, Roy, and I think that's sort of why the ask just now is I do think that this needs to be a full court press beyond just the technology we're building, right? I think going to what Steve said, like, this is a movement that a lot of people believe in. So I think that is part of what I'm hoping to be able to help with is there, beyond the technical stuff we're doing, is there a way to push for more of this? Just want to give a shout out to Michelle. Thank you.
Pretend that said DoorDash right now. I had that for a different show. To Michelle. Okay. Oh, yep. Loves pear. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I guess going into the holiday weekend, thanks, Deb. Is it because I'm from the side, or
you just need some braids? You just need some braids, and you're good. Upgrades are the,
But I think that's it, man. It'll when will it be fixed? It'll be fixed when it's fixed, and obviously it's being given a high priority to get it fixed. And I mean, any other words of wisdom, David? Or
no, just sort of bear with us. Thank you, and would love any and all thoughts to David and at withpara.com.
that's
as we
right.
start to think through more of what we can do.
Wait, can I post this here so that it'll be on the video? Your email?
Maybe. I don't think I can, but
no, I can.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have to go into. Well, I at least put it in there. I won't be able to pin it to the top because I'm in here.
Oh,
but
there we go. Yep. Thank you.
So at least it's in there at the end, guys. And I'll try and put it in the show notes too. But yeah, I got to go get ready for this radio show, and I know David's got something going. And we were talking about this just being a few minutes, but hopefully that was enough to know. It seems like you guys know now. It's not like last year where everybody like freaked out and lost their like went insane about things. Like, it's like I think people get it now. They get that it's just things happen.
Oh, Paul, don't
DoorDash
worry.
Sucks.
We're not going to give up, and this is all just beginning. So
we'll burn it down before we give up. That was not a threat, by the way, DoorDash. Not technically yet. All right, guys.
Happy 4th, everyone.
Have a good weekend. Peace.